Hi, my name is Tom Kalinowski. I'm the Director of Technology and Operations at Colonial IU20. In my last video, I told you the things that make it easiest to get hacked. And one of the single biggest defenses is boring but powerful. Use a password manager. Today I'll show you how to set up Bitwarden, install the Chrome extension, and use it to create and save a unique, crazy strong password for a new account. It's fast, free, and will make you much less interesting to hackers. Let's get to it. The first thing we want to do is go to bitwarden.com and then click Get Started Free. From here, let's go ahead and click on Personal, and then let's click on Free. Go ahead and type in your email here. And then we'll click on bitwarden.com and we're going to click on Sign Up. Okay, it tells us to check our email, so we're going to go ahead and do that. We can just close this by clicking the X here. Okay, so we get a email with an option to click Verify, so go ahead and do that. And now we get to the part where we need to create a master password. This is the one password you must remember. All of the other passwords that you're going to create for every other site, it's going to be completely random and there's no need for you to know any of those other passwords, but this password you need to remember because this is the password that gets you into your Bitwarden vault that stores all of your passwords. So you need to make it long, memorable to you, and unique. Also make sure that you don't reuse it anywhere else. Bitwarden will encrypt everything with it, so treat it like it's a key to a vault. So now that we know it needs to be something unique, let's come up with maybe a couple of different words. We can use some symbols as letters. In this case, Google Password Manager is trying to create some passwords for us. We're going to click Choose Your Own. And before we continue here, we're actually going to turn off the Password Manager in Google Chrome because we're going to use the one in Vault. So in order to turn off the Password Manager within the Google Chrome browser itself, you'll click on your initial in the top right-hand corner of Chrome, and you're going to go to Passwords and Autofill, and then you're going to click the Password Manager, and then Settings. And here we're going to turn off Offer to Save Passwords and Keys. We're going to go ahead and click on that X. So what that will do is it's not going to prompt you to continue to use Google's Password Manager because we're going to use Bitwarden. All right, so back to setting a strong password. So we want to make it something memorable. We want to make it long. We want to make it complex. All right, I think I'm going to make my master password in relationship to like Christmas light shows. You ever see like those on TV or YouTube? I actually like doing that. I'll put a little snippet here. But so I'm going to make my master password. We'll go, I don't know, Pixel Program Fun, but I'll change things up a little bit. So I'll go capital P I X 3 L P R O G R @MFUN. Okay, and we're going to confirm capital P IX3LPROGR @MFUN. Okay, and a hint just in case we forget. So I'll go lights. I'll go Python. That's the type of programming, so maybe that would give me a hint. Let's go enjoyment. Okay. So I got my password, my master password, and I got my password hint. And we can leave this check known data breaches for this password. That would be really important. That way you know that that password that you created is completely unique. No one else has ever used it, and it's not in any data breaches that would put your Bitwarden account in a compromised position. So we're going to go ahead and click on Create Account. It says your new account has been created. Autofill your password is just one click away. So let's go ahead and do it. Let's get the extension. Okay, we're going to add to Chrome. Click Add Extension. Okay, and that pops up there. we're going to click on this little puzzle piece here to get to our extension. We can see Bitwarden there. Let's click the pin here so it's always up there. Okay, so now that's up there. Let's go ahead and click on Bitwarden and then click on Login. And we're going to use our email address and our master password that we just created. Okay, so I'm going to go. Okay, and I'm going to click on Continue, and we're going to put our master password in there. Capital PIX3LPROGR @MFU capital N. And don't worry, I'm going to change this before I publish the video. And we're going to log in with our master password. Perfect. So we now have our vault there. Okay, and we're just going to click on this again to put it away. We're going to close this tab. We're going to close this tab. Close this tab. Close this tab. Okay. All right, let's open up a new tab. Okay, let's shift gears a little bit. We're going to go to scrabulizer.com. Okay, you can go to any website you want. Just any website that you normally visit where you need to create a username and password. Me and my kids like this website because it helps us beat my wife at Scrabble. She absolutely loves it. She doesn't, but we'll go with she does. So let's say we're on this site and we want to register for this site. So we're going to go ahead and click on Register. Okay, new user registration. It's asking for a username, password, email. So we're going to simply click in username, and we see it says no new items, but new login. So let's go ahead and click on that. That is a Bitwarden prompt. Okay, so it says save time with autofill. Okay, name is scrabulizer.com. Username, I wanted to create a brand new unique username for me. So I'm just going to click this generate button. I'm going to say include numbers as well. If you don't like this one, you could hit the refresh button again. Whenever you like what you see there, go ahead and click on use this username. Okay, and now click on the generate button for password. It's going to generate a password for you. By default, it's doing 14, but you can go all the way up to 128 if you wanted to. And down here, you can match any password requirements that the site might have. So in this case, I'm using upper, lower, and numbers. If they required special characters, you could do that as well. But we're going to just go ahead and say use this password, and we're going to hit save. All right, so that created a, it didn't create a username and password on the site, but it created a username and password that we're going to use on the site. So now let's go ahead and click on username. Okay, we're going to put that in here. Okay, we're going to see that in this particular case, it didn't put the username in there, so that's okay. So what we're going to do is just click up in here. We see here's our username. Here's a copy button. When you click copy, you can either copy password or copy username. So we're just going to copy that username. Okay, we're going to go in here and paste it. There we go. Okay, and we're going to type in our email. Okay, and sure, I've read that. And I'm going to click sign up. In this case, it's saying save login. Since we already saved it, we don't really need to save it again. And in this case, we probably don't want to save it again because you could see that it's using this as the username, and we created our own username. So we don't want this to be our username. We're going to keep the username that we set earlier. In some cases, sites don't allow you to set a username, like they only use the email address. So in those cases, you would, of course, use your email address as the username. But in this case, we have our own username. So let's just close that. Okay, now we're logged in, and you can beat your significant other or children at Scrabble. All right. Let's go ahead and log out of the Scrabulizer site. I'm going to show you how easy it is to sign back in now. So login, existing member login, saying username or email and password. We're going to go ahead and click in the username field. You can see that the Bitwarden username prompt comes up. We're going to go click on there. You can see that it specifies that username, specifies that password. Click login, and you're in. You have no idea what your password is. but you do know that you have a very strong username and password that no one's going to be able to guess. Furthermore, what's really important, so Scrabulizer, great site, but maybe cybersecurity isn't their biggest focus. Their biggest focus might be creating memorable game nights. So imagine what would happen if you used your typical email address and typical password. We covered this in the last video. What would happen is that data would become breached, and then a bad actor would use that same email address and password at every other site and could ultimately make you have a bad couple of days. Let's not do that. Once you get more comfortable with Bitwarden, it could do even more. It could generate those two-factor codes that some sites require you to have, and it could actually store them within your Bitwarden vault, so you don't need a separate app or you don't need to text it to your phone. It could store passkeys for passwordless logins. Some of you might have heard of that. If not, that could be something that we could cover in a future video. And that can allow you to securely share logins with family via an organization. All of those keep your life simpler and safer. It's also important to know that Bitwarden works on laptops, tablets, Chromebooks, phones. Your vault syncs across all of your devices, so you can access logins on every device. So to recap, create a Bitwarden account, install a Chrome extension, visit a site, generate a unique password, and save it. Do that for every important site, and you've just removed your low-effort hacker attractiveness. Once you're used to the basics, explore 2FA codes, passkeys, and secure sharing to level up your security even more. If you like this, smash that like button like it's a bad password. Subscribe for more, don't get hacked, and I'll catch you next time. If any of you have any suggestions on specific Bitwarden topics that you'd like covered, or what else you could do with it, or any other topics, feel free to put that in the comments below. Stay curious and slightly paranoid. It works.